We have push session going down. I love my push sessions. Who doesn't like training chest or shoulders? Come
Me!
on, oh, there you go.
I'm not a chest girl, you know.
Yeah, females don't enjoy training chest. Or maybe just Emily. So yeah, we're with Justin, Big Jussie. We'll be there every Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm training with Jussie. I love getting my bromance on with him at the gym. Execution of the exercise is something in the last 2 years I've put so much focus on. Not only tempo and control, but just trying to get everything I can out of that exercise in terms of the execution.
Because look, we used to just kind of throw weights around, and yes, we got results obviously, so it was not all for nothing, but it is good to make sure that you're always stripping it back and being like, am I doing this correctly? But also there is like a section between like doing it correct and like a little bit of like throwing it around, that we need to do a little bit of both, because you can't just have like awesome, fantastic like technique all the time. You need to be able to really push that, and your last reps may look a little bit messy, and that's okay.
I think the big thing to understand, if you're a newbie coming in there, you're going to be able to create a stimulus to grow really easy, as opposed to as you progress through your lifting career or bodybuilding, it's going to be a time and place where you get that up the top, and it's like, what do I need to do to get them extra percent gains? It's like looking at everything. Sleep, you know, what can I tweak in nutrition to get more out of it? Recovery modality, so can I utilize this more? And then obviously the training side, which is what we're doing at the moment, like creating a program that's specific to me and my weaker areas, same with Emily, in order to try and bring them areas up. Pre-workout stack, and never really changed to me, guys. It is creatine. I'll take creatine daily. There's so many benefits to creatine, not only for the performance side of things, nutrient delivery and recovery, but neurological benefits as well for cognitive function and brain. So there's more and more actually data coming out on that side of it, the neurological side, as opposed to all the other studies, which has already proven how good it is for performance and recovery. So I'll stack that when I'm training on my training days. I will stack that with my pre-workout, and on the non-training days, I just take it in the morning. So Legacy Muscle-mation, I'll give them a plug because they're our fan. That's our sponsor. Honestly, best supplements. We've personally been involved in making these supplements, especially in the beginning, and we know the process they go through. We know there's no shitty additives being put in there. It is just quality. They spend the money on the ingredients to make sure, just like their clothing, it is the best. So the Legacy pre-workout, there is 300 megs of caffeine in a full scoop of that bad boy. You don't always need 300 megs of caffeine. I find that I tolerate it quite well, so I'll usually have half to a full scoop depending on what I'm training daily. And then if I am training later than 1 or 2 o'clock, I am very careful. I won't use the caffeinated pre-workout Legacy. I'll switch to their 3D, which is their pump and performance non-stim, just so it doesn't fuck with my sleep at night. So she wants that kick in the ass. She's like, you know what, give it to me. I'll try scooping in Japan.
You know, every time I've done like once. Come on, I'm not like a teenager. We don't need to dry scoop around here. We have water available. It just makes me like cough. You're like.
The secret is not breathing when you're doing it. Cheers. It's a good flavour too. By far the best, and I will swear on that one. It is the red candy sticks.
And I might just swoop in here and say, I never actually have a full scoop of the Legacy or a pre-workout. I usually have like a third or a half, just because I don't necessarily need all of the caffeine. I do watch my caffeine, especially during prep, because that really impacts your sleep at night. So trying to get no caffeinated beverages 6 to 8 hours before sleep is a good tip.
So on any of our, and you'll know this is following us guys, training, especially compound movements, getting started, warming up, it's essential. I'll never just, not anymore, not at this stage, but I'll never just go into a training session and just throw a heap of weight on. Well, usually you'll see that we'll start 220s aside, or 120 aside, 220s aside. We'll build up to our top set. So making sure everything's feeling good, pumping the blood into the muscle, making sure that we are in a position ready to work. The nervous system's ready to pop it as well. So there's nothing worse than dumbbell press or any movement, coming in and throwing the weight on, rushing the warm-up in bodybuilding or any athlete tearing a muscle. So trying to avoid that real cost.
So obviously what we want to do with our warm-ups, especially on big compound movements, we've mentioned this with Emily before, but you know, you want to get blood into the muscle without fatiguing the muscle. So that 90% set, that's like a last opportunity to prime the body, but more importantly, prime the nervous system for the heavy weight, so that your body's switched on and ready for it, and then we go.
And there we go. Constant tension, bro. I love it. Good tempo. Drive, nice. Good. Let's go. Let's work here. Keep that tempo. Drive, yes. Come on. One more. Big steadier. Big finish. Drive. Good. Ooh.
Easy.
You made that look very easy.
Do you regularly test maxes?
No, I haven't done it for a long time. So for me, what I focus on is literally just chasing progression. It obviously in a build phase. So when I'm at maintenance, I try not obviously to try and maintain my numbers. That is the preferred goal, not to try and chase progression like I've been in trouble for. So understanding where you are in relation to like what calories are and what phase you're in as well. So I moved away from trying like 1 RM, 3 RMs because it just, for me, I'm just worried about injury. You're asking for an injury, trying to do silly stuff. So forming technique, and then if I see weights moving up over 8 to 12 rep range in a build phase, I know I'm getting stronger. I'll pay more attention to the weight that I'm shifting at them higher rep ranges.
Is there a point where you should stop trying to chase progression?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we're at maintenance level, so we just finished a build phase, we've gone back to maintenance calories, and if we're talking advanced people here, maintenance drugs, like you're not in a position to push and chase progression. You're just accumulating fatigue for the sake of it and stress. Like if you just finished a build phase, come back. We're trying to wash off all that fatigue and stress in the body. You know, bringing everything back down to baseline, getting healthy. Then when we're in a deficit, it's not going to make sense as well. We're in a calorie deficit. We're going to try and chase volume, chase progression. Like you're not in a position to recover from it. So understanding what phase you're in and what the goal is for that phase.
Trying to be deep.
Alright, McDonald, let's go. Here we go. Working set. Not as much working set. Good, beautiful. Very good. Good. Curious. Good. And again. And go.
One thing on pressing movements, and you'll only use Justin's prime example of this. When he presses, you're going to notice when he comes down, his arm part for the pressing movement, it's not at 90 degrees. It's tucked where he's going to get the best contraction for his pecs. And he also will not let it touch that big chest of his. He doesn't rest it on the chest. If you notice when we watch this next set, he'll come right down to like an inch, maybe 2 inches off. Constant tension on that. So there's no time for him to like dead stop or anything. It's just tension there. He'll pause. He doesn't branch out of that hole. He'll come down, he'll pause, and then he'll drive through. So it's so much harder than using the momentum and the weight on a pressing move and bouncing the bar off your chest and achieving that hard part out of that hole in that length and range.
When I cue my clients, I always get them to check the movement passively. If I stabilise my shoulders and keep my lats on, that's as much range. So if we look across there, the bar is just off my chest. For me to get lower, I'm having to change the movement, which obviously takes load off the pec and drives that rotator cuff.
Big squeeze here. Good. There you go. Nice work. Keep that tempo. Right. Drive now. Good. Let's go. Drive here. Come on. Nice. One more. There you go. Big breath. Let's go. Drive. Yes, perfect.
As we've said in a lot of exercises, the more stability you can maintain in that lengthened part of that muscle for that movement, the more we're going to drive hypertrophy. 2, good. Matty's actually got a bit more range than me through his shoulder, so he's able to go down, and all I check is that his elbow stays stacked under his wrist the whole time, which it doesn't move. Even that load right here. Easy. Another thing to note is that our tempo never speeds up. Standardization of reps is key. So I'll normally get people to put this leg behind you, so you have a clear path for your elbow and your torso even further back.
What do you want me to do here? Like,
And then
Circus delay.
bring your pelvis right into the seat. Get nice and braced in that seat. That's it. So you can't move nowhere. So show me how you would normally do the movement. So that's great for a row. We're going to target the rear delt. Maybe all through here. Go up again. And see when you're protracting and raising the shoulder, obviously that's going to bring a lot of other muscles as well. So what we want to do is we want to stay depressed. So down. Yep, you're going to rotate so the elbow stays under. And now you're going to drive the hand down to the ground like an arc. Yeah, and then go out, and you're just going to go out to the end, keeping that elbow to the floor.
do I turn the hand as well?
Yeah, the hand position
Oh my God,
doesn't
I'm
matter.
getting cramp in my hand.
Hand position doesn't matter, it's the elbow position we want. And push the hand down to the ground, so it's like an arc. So push downward. So see how this elbow's still bending a lot? Drive it down so your elbow doesn't bend as much. Like that. Yeah, just to there. Really pull that elbow into the torso, you get it right down here. Yeah. So down to the ground, drive down to my hand. Yeah. Down to my hand. This might be too heavy now, eh? Yeah. So with our bigger compound movements, we normally go with that 2 to 3 warm-ups, maybe 50%, 75%, 90%, 6 reps, 3 reps, 1 rep. For a smaller isolation movement where the weight from your warm-up isn't such a big leap to your working weight, you may only need 1 warm-up at 60%, but 6 to 8 reps.
That's it. Literally get a feel for it, make sure sit-up's all right, and then move into our top sets, as opposed to taking our time with the big compound lifts, obviously.
Beautiful. Good. This looks so much different up here than we're used to. Excited, just
Alright. Keep one body part the same size as it is right now and lose the rest. What are you keeping? What's coming off?
That's a hard one. I'd have to say my chest, the chest gains. I've had to work so fucking hard for my chest gains. No, I don't even know actually. But
what are you prepared to lose?
yeah, everything apparently. I had to choose one part and everything else comes off. Oh.
It would have to, I'd want to keep legs.
Legs. He's got a good chest, so he's saying legs, yeah. Look, legs have always been there for me, so I'm happy if they I'll be able to fit jeans and shit again. If I lose the legs.
Yeah, but you'll fall over in a breeze.
Your lucky legs. Oh, actually, if it wasn't chest, I'd say shoulders. I love shoulders, so I don't like round delts stick to a shirt, you know, or in a singlet, like cap shoulders. So. Yeah. So on our fly variation, especially what we're doing right now, cable fly, what Justin's helped me big time in terms of like building that chest is again the execution of it. So simple little cues for us is, for me, I was like trying to lift probably a little bit more than I could and trying to chase that short position. And what was happening is I was grounding the delt and jamming the anterior delt in order to try and chase it. So what we've been doing is when we come back, obviously course brace, we'll drop the lats, we'll scapula down, scapular depression, and then it's retracting the shoulders, and then I'm keeping a proud chest. And what I'm trying to do is drive elbows or biceps together out there, not trying to, what I see people make a mistake is they're trying to drive their hands and fists together in that rounded motion. So straight away they're going to want to round the shoulder over. So we will lock and then chest up, tall chest, trying to go to there. And that's
See where the hands are too.
That's,
Don't touch.
that's right, that's short. Again, if I was trying to chase it, like to get that, even to shorten the chest even, or the pec even more, you end up going to like roll that shoulder forward. And that's what he's watching from the top all the time. Them shoulders retracted back, and chest is arms are coming through. So, what did you say?
Yeah, so we'll watch Matty do a set, and the easiest way for you guys to do this is do a little video of yourself top down, like the cameraman's going to show you, and you'll be able to see when he's doing it right. And you can see his pec stays a long way ahead of his delt. So if I come across here, it's like that. Whereas a lot of people, just round your shoulder on this one, Matty. See the shoulder come forward across the pec. So if you video yourself and just make sure that chest is staying up like that, perfect. Simplest way to get that. Everything Matty said, drive those biceps together. Lock it down, drive those biceps together.
Moving over to this seated press right here, plate loaded press. Now the one with this, so we've got one, essentially one set, but it's a rest pause set. So we would hit a rep range of 10 to 12, then we have a 15-second rest, and then we go to failure after that. But it's going to be partials in the lengthen range, which you'll see with Justin in a minute. Very challenging. There's a lot of data coming out just recently promoting the lengthen range partials for hypertrophy. However, we are at maintenance at the moment, so
It's not a goal.
yeah, it's not our goal, but it is really challenging, and I quite enjoy something like this. So hence why we're only doing one set. So.
And obviously the theory remains the same. You're still going to get more stimulation in that lengthen phase. So the only thing that changes when you're in a maintenance is the load that you're applying, you know, and you're not going to that perceived failure. So Matty's just warming up here, but again, we can see if we watch the path of the elbow and the wrist, it stays stacked the whole time, just like that. As soon as he feels like he's losing that elbow, trying to go upwards, that's where the range should end.
Good, bro. Nice. So a 15-second rest now, and then he's straight back into it in the length, partials in the length range.
Make sure your training partner counts right.
3, 2, 1. All right, let's go. 1, 2, nice. 3, good. He's not rushing it. Keep that tempo. 4, nice, bro. 5, 6, don't let that right shoulder over. 7, 8, good. Work here. 9, 10, good, mate. 11, work. Easy. 30, 40, oh.
Last week.
14 reps.
Same as last week.
Yeah, 14 last week. Justin was just saying, like, it's important to know we're always going to have like slight little imbalances. One side more dominant than the other side, and like we're aware of it. So when you're performing the exercise, we try to maybe favour that weaker side a little bit, but understanding at the same time that's quite normal. We're just trying to try and balance that out as
you can.
much.
Yeah, that's it. You know, we all sleep on one side or we do things. So I think it's comforting for everyone to understand that we're not perfect, nor that will we ever be. But a good gym program will probably get you closer than any other sport will. So that's a benefit.
And then if we're doing like any single arm, which is unilateral exercises, whether it's leg or arms, I'll always favour and start on the weaker side as opposed to the more dominant side. So it's fresh when I'm working it, and then obviously the more dominant side, maybe the slightly bigger, is having to work under fatigue.
The cool thing that probably brings us back, ties us back in with the whole changing your program too quickly. You know, part of what we're doing trying to fix these imbalances is time. You're trying to perfect something. You know, it's like you want to be good at tennis, you got to do hours and hours of tennis. You want to be good at a chest fly on a cable machine, you got to do hours and hours of it. So changing your program too frequently, we can miss these little marks and carry these imbalances to something else.
100%. How do we improve something? How do we get better? Repetition. You know? putting the work in, the hours, repeated efforts, perfecting it.
Beautiful. As we've said before, we're just trying to stabilise this as much as possible so we drive as much tension here. So it's locked down through here, nothing else moves. You see a lot of people, they'll drive forward, the shoulders round over. Maddie's standing nice and tall, nice and stable. Maximal force here. Yeah. Good. Good. Rise that chest up. That's you.
Here we go. So you just had a 30-second rest and then straight in it. So it's another rest 4 set. First set, he got 14 reps. Now we're just going to failure. Good. And again, he's not rushing these reps at all. He's keeping the same tempo, focusing on the cues. Nice. Which is down and abducting away. Good. Trying to eliminate the trap out of as much as possible. Good, right there. Good man.
What we've got to think about is we're trying to drive as much tension here. So any way we can lock the body away from that arm, we'll drive more tension. So with Maddie, this one, give us to lock down here and brace. You'll see a lot of guys will lift the torso as they come up. The torso comes up. We lose tension when we do that, so we stay locked down here. So it's a tug of war. We're pulling one end away from the other. So he locks his core down, he depresses his shoulders, and then abducts away from the body. The further he drives away from the body, the more those shoulders hurt. Let's go, let's get him screaming. One more. Do another. One. Put the pressure on me. This weekend there's 8 states. You're going to have to help me. Take care of that. Good. Abs, depress, and away.
Yeah.
We lock it down, we drive to the floor and out to the side. Lock it down. Good. Lock down, go. Good, come on. Lock it down, go, 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 go. One more here.
There's another one down, another one in the books. Thank you, Justin. If you like what we do, you like what we're about, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment. Definitely leave a comment if you're enjoying this. If there's something you want to see, whether it's gym-related questions or nutrition, throw it in the comments so we can get some ideas.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you.